Good morning, Nigeria. It's time now for Trending Now on the TVC Breakfast Show, where we have our finger on the pulse and our eyes on the street. And we bring you trending stories from Nigeria and across the globe in order to have some decent and hopefully interesting dialogue about these stories. In our first story, unfortunately, another day, another story about the Nigerian police force. A video circulating online has exposed the appalling police conduct along the Benin bypass in Edo State. In the clip recorded by a commuter, a police officer is seen asking passengers in a commercial vehicle to either pay 5,000 naira or provide 5 liters of petrol, reportedly over the Electronic Central Motor Registry ECMR certificate. Now, this comes despite a nationwide suspension of ECMR enforcement announced by the Inspector General of Police in July 2024. Take a look at this exchange.
Yes, what's the issue, sir? CMR is illegal.
Is it?
It's illegal.
You can make call.
I'm not making any call. What do you want us to do so we can leave here? Because we're going far. I don't have time to. Sorry?
5 liters of fuel.
What's 5 liters of fuel? What is that? There's no police station here.
We'll go and buy it.
What does it translate to?
Don't do it now.
How much is 5 liters of fuel? That's what I'm asking you.
5K.
So you want 5K from, you want 5K from each of the cars here?
Like, you know yours.
They will not do anything.
I'll be this.
You want 5K from each of us, Abi?
Okay, go and give out 3 liters.
We are together.
While some passengers complied with the policeman, others pleaded for leniency, and once again, we are unfortunately forced to have conversations about accountability and the need for continued police reform. This is very unfortunate, but if you ask me, that was a flexible payment plan. So how magnanimous and benevolent of him to give him those 2 options, 5,000 naira or 5 liters of fuel. Let's take a look at social media. At Superintendent Bright Edafe says, he's also a policeman, he says, all these policemen bringing shame to us, one by one, they will be sent out of the organization. Maybe when they become jobless, they will go into content creation. This is embarrassing and the force is on it. We'll take another tweet. At East Orange says, if these guys are well paid, none of this would be happening. Very interesting. Lately, we've been seeing a lot of clashes between Edo youth and the police. And if we can learn anything from history, as we saw in the NSAS protests, the best time to intervene in these clashes that are becoming viral every day would be now. We must learn from history. Moving on in our next story. A local vigilante group is back in the spotlight following disturbing claims of illegal detentions in Anambra State. In a video that was shared by activist Harrison Gwamnishu, members of the Udogachi security outfit are accused of operating an extrajudicial detention facility known as Lion Base Agwoka. Now, according to Harrison Gwamnishu, suspects are allegedly being arrested and held without due process, and some are reportedly being locked up for months without trial and not handed over to the police as they should be. Now, in response, the Anambra State Police Command took to Facebook to claim the footage was old, but Gwamnishu is insisting that these videos were taken just days ago, and he has shown proof of that. If these claims are verified, these allegations raise serious concerns about oversight, abuse of power, and the growing role of non-state actors in law enforcement. We've said this time and time again here on this segment. The reason for these vigilante groups are a gap in policing. The community, there was a gap in policing, and so these vigilante groups stepped in. But if they are not following due process and doing the right thing, are they any better than the police that they claim to be displacing? Let's take a look at social media. This is unacceptable. And it's important that we shine a light on stories like this. At Ayamogbeche says, Nigeria is finished. Back then, we had youth leaders that will mobilize youths and bring down that place in less than no time. But these days, I don't know if we still have any. At least we can have dialogue about it. As Obina says, the same thing happens in Imo State with Ebube Agu, and they're using the cover of the police via Tiger Base. They collect money to lock up innocent people indefinitely. Now, team, I don't know if you agree with me, but the only people that should be able to decide who stays in jail indefinitely is the courts. How can we curb this sort of thing in society? It's unacceptable. But there is a gap in policing, hence the rise of these vigilante groups.
Yeah, I agree. There's a gap in policing. That's why they came up. And the general insecurity in the country, too, is part of the reason why people are saying, look, form a vigilante group and protect yourself and all that. We have a police deficit in Nigeria. We don't have enough policemen. We are so badly policed. You know, when you look at the United Nations parameters for policing, Nigeria is very far behind. And I want to blame or talk about the Anambra State Police commander went straight to Facebook and started saying, no, it doesn't exist and all that. But first of all, you would have shown us that you visited the place and made sure that, yes, that place doesn't exist before you go on social media and say what you said. And the police gentleman in the Benin bypass, I guess the full weight of the law will fall on him.
Absolutely. I'll begin with that story. Let the full weight of the law fall on the police officer. He's one of those who is giving the police that image that they are not supposed to have or bear as it is. So if they can continue weeding out such persons out of their midst, it will be good. And talking about what's going on in Anambra with regards to vigilante groups, I think there has to be some level of investigations done to get to the root of the matter, and then the government can step in when necessary to addressing the issues. It will be wrong to see that these persons are arresting people without having the rights to do so. Sam?
Well, these stories are becoming routine. I mean, policemen are becoming very creative people. They are helping us look at in social media. They're making life very interesting for us on social media by what they are doing. I mean, it's trying to look for new ways to make money. And the reference to the issue of what they call it, NSAS. This is how it is seeded, and from there it goes on. In the case of the Southeast, the legal vigilante, it is a spin-off of an environment where a bigger sort of insecurity has already started pervading with ESN and IPOB. So everybody will now start creating his own little kingdoms, because impunity only breeds impunity.
That's
true.
Especially when people were calling for IPOB to, simmer down what exactly they're doing, and then the government should clamp down on them. It was like, no, they belong to us, they're fighting our cause and all of that. Now, they've created that breeding ground for others to think of, ways to generate funds for themselves and to their own stomachs. This policeman, I'm not sure whether the person recording him wore a body cam or had a camera, held in his hand, and that he didn't even notice that it was being recorded. That's supposed to be a security man. He did not even know the person he was dealing with.
Could be eyeglasses.
So it could also be eyeglasses. So it's not even intelligent to start with. And the fact that there had been calls, corrections, warnings and all of that, that you should not ask for bribes. You should not think of ever asking for bribes. This man, certainly I believe that he's lost his job. The advice by Bright Edafe that, he should go for content. No, I think he should put behind bars, and then it should be punished.
Thank you so much. I think what's particularly interesting about this incident on the Benin bypass road is the fact that ECMR certificates were banned last year. And so this shows an apparent disconnect in the higher-ups of the police force and the officers on ground. But thank you so